What's going on, Beyonders? Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. I'm former Star Wars champion Andrew Dimalanta.
And I'm Star Wars competitor Nicki Dimalanta.
We have two matches, one big match.
I mean, how could you it's a huge match.
It's a huge match. It's a final episode of Titans. It's going out with a bang. Yeah, I know. It's like,
I don't want to talk about it. I do, but I also don't.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
It's really upsetting. It sucks.
We already had enough going on in our lives.
Bittersweet. Yeah, this month is like, this coming week is about to be a lot for us.
Yeah.
We'll get through it, but it's going to be a lot emotionally.
And of course,
we got a little one going into VPK.
Yeah.
Mama go and lose it
and
a little bit.
Of course, like we didn't anticipate like, oh yeah, you're starting. This is when the school year starts. Of course, I got to shoot on that day, so Daddy won't be there to drop her off or pick her up.
But Mommy and Grandma will be, so I needed emotional support, so I called in the reinforcement. I called in the big guns.
Call the big guns. Everybody needs their mommy.
I needed my mommy to help me because I'm going to cry. So I needed somebody to hold my hand. And who better?
Who better than Mom?
Exactly.
Already been through it, so she'll know what to do.
God, yeah, it's gonna be rough.
Yeah,
but
it's a big step for all of us.
Good for her, good for us. It's it's just gonna be different, a new phase that we're entering.
I do follow this one account on TikTok. I think I've told you about it, Dumb Dad's podcast.
Nice. And
it's their TikTok is all about the like parenting stuff that you like, the real side of parenting. Like they're doing all these other back to school stuff and
not
like
all this like picture perfect Instagram.
Exactly, the true like the real face.
Everything's perfect and nothing ever goes wrong.
Yeah, the real face of parenting, and like they're doing I just saw one where like, oh, kids are starting school next week. I'm gonna be free, and then it cuts all the other stuff they got to deal with. It's like, what do you mean it's due next week? She did what all over her desk? Oh, I'll be right there. And it's just like stuff like that. Wait, the bus is coming. Let's go. Oh shit, I got to pick him up.
Yeah, well, I'm glad. I don't think we're ever gonna have to worry about a bus, so I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, it's just gonna be a lot. And then we got a birthday party this coming weekend, and then we got a big thing the following weekend. There's a pretty big thing going on.
My buddy an old friend of mine just got in touch with me, and we're gonna see him this weekend.
First time in years, because he usually lives over in Japan teaching English.
I'm really excited for that. I haven't seen him in a while.
Surprise!
It was a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one.
Yes.
I haven't seen this friend in so long, and he was best man at our wedding. So
sure was one of. But yeah, and then I think after that next not this weekend, but the next weekend, I think
it's another kid party.
No, I think we're gonna miss that one.
Are we?
Yeah.
Why?
Remember? I told you. The weekend that we're not this weekend, but the next weekend that we're definitely not available. Oh yeah, that was when they were thinking of doing it.
Oh, they think they haven't made any concrete plans about that.
They can't go. They can't do it the next weekend because they got another party of their other friend. So a lot going on. A lot of people being born in August or whatever.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have kids.
Yeah, well, I guess. But I don't know. It's just a busy month, and I'm just hoping it all goes without a hitch, whatever they say.
A hiccup.
No hiccups. Just let it happen. We'll get through it as we have with everything else. I'll cry. We'll move on. But yeah, it should be a real treat.
Yeah. But
I thought there was something else.
Like what do you mean? Like,
I don't know.
Like
I
news
feel like there
wise,
was something else that I was like, I wonder if we're gonna touch on that.
I don't know.
Oh well, I mean that one thing we saw on Twitter, PJ Campbell.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Our own friend and best question writer ever. Yeah. He did one of those ask me anonymous questions again.
One of those.
And somebody asked him like, what was the
best challenge you've ever
best use of a challenge? Or I forget what words they use, best use of, or cleverest use of, or whatever. Yeah. And I don't think I saved it, but like I retweeted it. But yeah, I just thought that was fun, and I wanted to mention that because somebody mentioned. Are you gonna look it up?
I'm gonna look it up.
I'll retweeted. I'll give you a topic. What's trending on Twitter right now? What was trending on? Oh, trending on Twitter. I saw that Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian broke up.
Surprise!
Surprise! Surprise! Thought that one was forever, but
talk amongst yourselves.
Did you just use your phone to pull up my Twitter to give it to me?
Yeah.
Okay. So somebody.
You have your notes open. I don't want you to lose your place.
But if I do this, I'm like right up Twitter.
Oh, you have something else open.
All right, fair. You got me there.
Trying to keep the show on track.
Let's try to streamline.
Shut up, stupid.
Sorry.
What was the best challenge anyone ever gave to one of your Schmoedown questions? And he says, and I quote, honestly, at Drew Dimalanta's challenge in the 51-50 match over the Return of the Jedi question, he talked me, who wrote that particular question, out of why it was as clear-cut as I thought. Real incredible. Thought that was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
Thought that was a nice shout out.
Yeah, I mean, when you think of challenges, I mean, there have been some like great uses of challenges, but I think not to toot my own horn, even though I love to do that. I've challenged twice, and after challenging them, pretty much those challenges won me the match. Mm-hmm. The first one against Scrimshaw, no doubting that challenge won me the match because they came back and like, oh, and you're a winner. Right. But this one, I think we've talked about it several different ways.
Definitely changed the course.
It changed the course. Alex thought it was Alex thought it was over. It
was announced.
It was announced. He thought it was done, and he was like, he just checked out after that and just couldn't get his head back in the game. So, yeah, I mean, I think they were really good. Both of them were really pivotal challenges, and I always don't like to challenge and not so like unless I have to. And those two really were like.
I just thought that was very validating because both of those specific challenges, I specifically remember you got a lot of backlash from people like he shouldn't have gotten that, they shouldn't have done that. But well, it's just like just admit that you wanted Joseph to win. Just admit that you wanted Alex to win. Like I don't think if the tables were turned and it was the other person challenging against you, they'd have been like, yeah, clearly they know Star Wars better than Andrew. But with the Vader's or Luke's hatred, wild to me that people challenged that your challenge was wrong or not valid. That was just wild to me. I want to slam my head against the desk every time I think about that. But the Return of the Jedi one, that one had a bit more of everyone's favorite word nowadays seems to be nuance. I feel like that question was that challenge was a bit more nuanced than
I had to really plead my case for that one.
Yeah.
Because we talked about this before. The only reason I challenged is because there are multiple answers. And it's like, why? Okay, so if his answer isn't the only one that they're looking for, and they're looking for several different ones, like, why isn't mine there?
Yeah.
It's like my answer wasn't the only one that wasn't on the sheet for some reason. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So like, I really had to like plead my case for that, and I'm glad that I was able to sway the judges on that one.
I'm glad you were too, for obvious reasons. But yeah, it was very validating to see PJ Campbell say that because you did. I do remember that a lot of people were like, "That's garbage." Alex's was more right. No, they were both right. You just didn't want Andrew to win, I don't think.
I have that effect on people.
It was very validating, and
yes, it was one of those like, it was like, oh, good, yeah, because I'm always like, sometimes I feel like I've always felt like I had an uphill battle with people and throughout my entire career. I don't know why, but like
you've gotten a lot of resistance from a lot of fans for some reason, and I have no idea why.
Yeah, and just seeing something like that, it was like, oh man, that's great to see it. Like, yeah, I did something right.
Yeah,
in my tenure in the Schmoedown.
Yeah. And PJ said it, so...
Yeah, I did.
Suck it. So, moving into Titans.
Wow!
Hey, man, this is all coming to a close. I feel as though we can really speak our minds. We
can really let everything out.
I really want to say it how it is, I could do an entire hour chronicling Andrew's career in the Schmoedown and how it makes me want to rip my hair out strand by strand.
It's a good thing it's coming. We're coming to a close now, right?
Oh my God. I could fill an entire show by myself. I could kick you out the door and fill an entire hour by myself of me ranting.
Let me tell you how it really is.
Raving. Okay, wait a minute. Let's talk about this one match, okay? Let's talk about... Oh, God. Let's talk about the challenge and why it still angers me to this day.
Ooh.
Are you out there, Christian? Doubt it, but we got something to talk about.
He's gonna be
Speaking
in there.
of challenges.
Shut up, stupid!
Oh boy, no, that's a fun point of joking back and forth with you and me and him at this point.
Yeah.
Although I still get a little heated under the collar.
I just still remember we were at Celebration and Ty Jr. came up and he's like,
Yeah, we were watching Mark Riley's show of like Star Wars in 30 minutes. Not seconds. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Star Wars in 30 minutes. And when they finally made it to Return, I always say Empire. When they finally made it to Return and they got to the Tidarium scene, and I think Mark, I forget what character Mark was playing, but he was the Emperor. No,
he wasn't in that scene. It was he might have been some Imperial.
I don't know who he was, but in any case, I think somebody mentioned Tidarium by name, and I thought it was Mark Riley. And like Christian was sitting directly in front of me, and you were obviously right next to me. And as soon as they mentioned Tidarium, he like gets this stupid grin on his face and like turns around and was like, Did you hear that she said Tidarium? I boom pushed him right back. I was like, shut up. How dare you?
Shut up, stupid.
It's fun. We have fun.
We have fun now. It's fun now that it's behind us. Most of us. We can laugh about it now.
I don't know how far it is behind me. Let's move on.
I've moved on, and I'm the one that it happened to.
I just my protective instincts take over, and I need to say things about it. So
I'm pretty sure I was aloof to them, and I was just enjoying the show. I'm like, what?
I message received. So moving into Titans,
the final Titans
2
of the season.
Well, I mean, overcard, very big match.
Yes.
Undercard, an unexpected match.
Yeah.
You know? So our opening scene, we have Chondru, the chosen Dandapani.
Mm-hmm. Haven't seen him in a while.
Haven't seen him in a while.
Competitive
He's got a
ways.
fresh new haircut. Well, it's not fresh at this point. I'm sure he got it done a while ago. But
yeah,
Chondru's all,
I'm liking the haircut. Like I
know you didn't like his long hair.
His long hair was just like, dude, you look no.
But he walks out, he's got his clipboard or whatever, and he's all excited, walking out. There's a bunch of not cast, but mostly crew, just trying to do their jobs.
Trying to prep the show.
And he's all like, hey, everybody, I get to make my singles debut the same night that Mr. Irwin becomes the 3-time champ. And all I need to do is get somebody to sign this paper. Anybody. I can face anybody as long as they sign this paper and agree to it. I'm going to make my singles debut. And then Mr. Irwin's going to, reclaim his belt and whatever. And a crew member is like, what are you spouting off about?
No.
It's like, all I gotta do is get somebody to sign this right here. She's like, oh, word. Let me see that. And so she reads it over. She signs it. Okay. And she goes, okay, I guess I'm your opponent. He's like,
okay, word.
All right. Why not? Thad comes over. He's like, what do you think you're doing, Glory Jean? I think it was Glory Jean.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm gonna face Chondru, whatever. He goes, well, I can't have you behind the camera and in front of the camera. Mm-hmm. Well, then I guess I quit. And so she takes off her mask and whatever else she was doing.
Her equipment, the cables.
She goes, here, you move my wires.
Dummy.
And so, yeah, that's our undercard right there. We have Chondru the Chosen making his singles debut on the last episode of Titans. Facing Glory Jean making her Schmoedown debut on the last episode.
I'm sure it didn't when they filmed it.
At the time, I'm sure they didn't. Those weren't the circumstances, but it's just kind of. It does make me sad watching these and hearing them talk about like I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I'm like, oh no, they didn't know at the time, did they? Oh,
who's going to tell them?
It makes it
Oh, honey, no.
This is the last episode. It just.
Do you want to tell them or should I?
Sprinkles a little bit of salt in that wound a little bit more. So we got Glory Jean versus Chondru. Chondru, of course, is representing the stars. Round 1. Glory Jean missed a question about the Expendables. Gore Verbinski.
Yeah, that one was...
Oh, because she said Expendables?
Expendables,
and it was the Expendables. T-H-E. Paul Preston.
Yeah.
But yeah, she missed the and got it wrong. And Gore Verbinski, and then something about Winston Duke. Chondru got a perfect round. And gave Andrew Guy a little bit of heat, asking him how long it took him to get a perfect round in singles. And he got the bonus by the end of round 1, 7-11 in favor of Chondru.
And I do want to touch on the because I think it was 2 questions later she wrote the
Rocky Horror Picture Show,
and they didn't. And I think Chondru just wrote Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I'm like, wait a minute, she didn't include it, but why is Chondru not? What happened with that? And I think I went back and...
Well, Chondru made a comment.
Yeah.
About the longer title.
Yeah, and I think what it really boiled down to, because people are like, wait, I think the article thing only comes in with shorter titles, especially one-word titles.
Maybe.
That distinct. So if it was... I don't know. A movie.
The Conjuring.
Yeah, Conjuring. Or
I don't know if that has a
The Conjuring. I think The Conjuring
The
is...
Ring.
Yeah, The Ring.
Ring.
Yeah.
Something
so
like that.
Really have to, so the article not only distinguished it from a different movie, the one word titles I think really is what they're looking at. I think that I was because I remember reading it. I'm like, that's weird. That's only about the one word or 2 word titles or like
shorter titles.
The shorter titles. So if it's like Return of the Jedi or Empire Strikes Back, The Empire Strikes Back or Empire Strikes Back.
Not so much.
Not so much. Well, I think those would answering Empire Strikes Back or The Empire Strikes Back doesn't matter.
Right.
But if the movie just was like Empire or The Empire, then I think you'd have to have the in the title. So I think that's what it was. Because I was confused. Like, wait a minute, what?
Mm-hmm.
So
like that one Robert Redford, Paul Newman movie, The Sting. Mm-hmm. I imagine if you just said Sting,
you'd be wrong.
Because I think it's The Sting.
The Sting, yeah.
Yeah, because it's a bit more glaring when there's only one word to worry about. I don't really know. I'm not very familiar with that part of the rule book. If I'm being real.
Yeah, I think like the article one really doesn't matter to our.
It doesn't. Not for our intents and purposes.
For our the division we compete in, it really doesn't have any precedence in our.
Because literally, it could be like, hey, what movie does this happen in? And you could probably just say Empire and they'll be like, word. Yep. You got it. So, 7 to 11 at the end of round 1. Round 2, Gloria Jean goes first. She spins 2,000s and stays with it. She goes to multiple choice twice, which Chondru laughed at every time she went to multiple choice, which I thought was very funny. And I'll tell you why. Very reminiscent of a very recent match of somebody laughing at somebody. Oh, Parker Smets.
Yeah.
When Parker laughed at Smets for spinning away from Who Said It or whatever. So, Chondru laughed at her for going to multiple choice twice. But she got both of them. Navigating. Good round. No problems. Chondru goes. He spins Pixar, decides to stick with it. I think it's very funny that he laughed at her because he went to multiple choice 4 times. So it's always funny how things come full circle, you know? But that's also the risk you take with being a heel. And much respect. I'm not making fun of him. It's just funny how that happens. Yeah. And much respect because I couldn't do that.
Yeah. Chandru is one of those where because I had this conversation
he's unapologetically good at his role.
Exactly. Like, because I had the conversation with Harloff. It's like, if you're going to do this, you have to commit to it.
You got to lean in.
And I wasn't a whole 100% committing to that character. So I think that's why it didn't last very long. So.
I don't want to lean in. I want to lie down. So Chondru, if you don't know what that reference is, it's Ali Wong. Watch her stand-ups, all of them. They're great.
They're all great.
Multiple choice 4 times.
I want to talk about unapologetic.
I love her. She's hilarious.
Yeah.
Multiple choice 4 times, got 3 of them, missed the last one, and it got stolen. Oof. So now we're all tied up, baby. 16 to 16. Round 3, 2-pointer for Gloria Jean. Fantasy sci-fi. What is the title of the 2018 sequel to Pacific Rim starring John Boyega? Finn himself. Add that to your notes, guys. You're welcome. Did the work for you. She had a very funny answer. She said Pacific Reef because clearly I think she was joking because she didn't know the answer. I thought that was cute. It was Uprising. She missed it.
Not a great sequel.
Not looking good. For her right now.
Yeah. But
since we're tied, we're still going to go over to Chondru for his 2-pointer, George Clooney and Brad Pitt. I've never gotten the hype around George Clooney.
Really?
Hasn't he gotten like sexiest man in the world? Don't get it. Not my cup of tea.
In salt and pepper kind of way. Older gentleman.
I don't like him.
Deeper, raspy voice. Yeah, it's not my cup of tea either.
I don't know. There's just something about him that I'm just
Cavill,
not doing it for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's his chin.
Maybe.
I feel like you could rest a pencil in there. It wouldn't fall out. Not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Anyways, here's a great question for you. Have I ever seen a George Clooney movie? I've probably seen a Batman.
No, you haven't seen.
Which Batman was he in?
He's Batman and Robin.
Actually, that doesn't help me. Who else was in it?
Mr. Freeze.
That was back in the day when you could get at McDonald's or Burger King those sick glasses, those mugs.
Those are probably the best.
God, I wish we
that
still had
entire movie
those.
was made for
memes and merchandise.
Merch.
Yeah. Was that Jim Carrey Riddler?
No, that was Forever.
And that's not Freeze out? That's not Mr. Freeze?
No.
Oh my God.
The villains of Batman and Robin are Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy, and then Bane's in there. Really dumb use of Bane.
Poison Ivy was Kill Bill. Uma Thurman.
Yeah.
Who was the other bad guy with Jim Carrey?
Two-Face.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yes.
Agent K.
Mm-hmm.
Put me in, Christian. I'm ready to debut in singles now. Anyways, what I'm really trying to say is I don't get why George Clooney won Sexiest Man ever.
Oh, you want to talk about confusing? It's the one before Paul Rudd. What's his face? The country singer.
That one?
Mm-hmm. Who's on The Voice?
Let's see how many country singers I can name. Country? Also not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Really strongly dislike country. Keith Urban. Almost said Carl Urban.
Keith Urban. I think he's married to what's her face?
Faith.
He's on The Voice.
Wait. Brad? No.
No, I don't remember his name.
Are you sure it's
I'm
the guy
sure
on The
it's
Voice?
the guy from The Voice. Because they met on The Voice and they got married.
Country singer, The Voice. The Voice.
The Google machine will tell us.
I do have a funny story about the Google machine. No, country singer Judge.
Yeah.
The Voice. Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton, yeah. He won Sexiest Man Alive, I think, a couple of years ago. It's like, okay.
To each their own. They're lucky I'm not on that voting committee.
He used to be Henry Cavill every year.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I'm surprised he hasn't won it yet.
That's why it's a scam. That's how I know it's a scam. I still can't believe that that's a true statement. Blake Shelton won it. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't like that.
Anyways.
Yeah, no, Google machine always helps me. I just love that you can search some of the most ridiculous things and still find out what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Just type in 3 words like, oh yeah, that's word. That's what I was looking for.
Well, like when I went out for a girls' night this past weekend because it was my best friend's birthday.
Oh yeah, and that reality,
we were down at a bar and there was a guy. So we were in the bar and we looked out the window and there was a couple of our friends were out there and they were talking to some guy, and my girlfriend, birthday girl, I guess saw and was like, oh my God. And like she runs out there and me and like 2 or 3 other girls are inside and we're like, who's that? And someone's like, he's a reality star from this one show. Below Deck. I've never watched Below Deck.
You said Below Deck. Sounded like Blow Deck.
Well, when you say it really fast,
yeah,
I guess.
Below Deck.
Below Deck. But somebody said, he's from Below Deck. And I'm like, I vaguely have heard of that. I think my mom watches it. And confirmed she does.
My mom watches that.
My mom watches that show. But my friend goes out. And then the next thing I know, they come in. We're at an arcade bar. And the next thing I know, my friend and this guy from the reality show, they're playing Mortal Kombat 2 all of a sudden. And I'm standing behind this guy with these 2 other of our friends. And I'm like, who's that? And they were like, I don't know. I'm like, have you seen Below Deck? No. Have you? No. And I'm like, okay, well, time to figure out who this friggin' guy is. So I literally Googled Below Deck tattoo guy because he had a really big tattoo on his left arm. Mm-hmm. And I Googled Below Deck tattoo guy. And sure as shooting, pops up. And I'm like, I got my phone and I'm just like trying to get a look at his tattoo, trying to match up with my phone. Yeah. And I'm like this and I'm looking. And then the next thing I know, he turns around and like all 3 of us are on our phone and he like smiles at me and I'm like, oh no. He thinks I was taking a picture of him. I was just trying to Google who you are, my man.
I don't even know who you are.
And I
never heard of him.
Never heard of him. Should I have? But anyways, it was the same tattoo, same guy. I'm sure he's a nice guy.
I don't know. But like reality shows are just not my thing.
Oh, I did start watching Big Brother though. Oh man. We'll talk about that another day. Good conversation for another time. Yeah. Anyways,
it's a rad
Google
cast for
is great. I just figured out who hosts The Voice and was also incorrectly dubbed as the sexiest man alive. And I also figured out who that guy was from Below Deck. So thanks, Google. Thanks. Who's in charge of Google? Bezos? No, that's Amazon. I don't know. Anyways, George Clooney. That's how we all got here. George Clooney and Brad Pitt, 2-pointer for Chondru. Clooney appears as Seth Gecko alongside Salma Hayek and Harvey Keitel in what 1990s horror action film from Robert Rodriguez. From Dusk Till Dawn, he got it. 3-pointer for Gloria Jean, Matt and Ben. Matt Damon and Greg Kinnear appeared opposite each other in what Farrelly brothers directed comedy. It seemed like she was on the right track. Just definitely didn't get the title right. It was stuck on you. She missed it. 5-pointer for Gloria Jean. Famous actors and actresses. What 1970s Best Picture winner was the film debut of Sigourney Weaver opposite Diane Keaton, Paul Simon, and Shelley Duvall. Annie Hall. Got it. I watched that one in my high school film class. 3-pointer for Chondru. Paul Newman and Robert Redford. Sidney Poitier, Dan Aykroyd, and Robert Redford star in what 1992 crime comedy directed by Phil Alden Robinson. Sneakers. He missed it. I think he said the sting. I said that at first too, but I was like, 92? No, that's not 92. 5-pointer for Chondru. Comedy. What 1980s comedy features Michael McKean, Ben Stein, Edie McClurg, and Kevin Bacon in cameo appearances? Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Was not on my radar.
Miss it with that 18-21 in favor of Glory Jean.
Sticking in there to your 5-pointer. And like we say, like we always say, anything can happen in the Schmoedown because it looked like Chondru was going to run away with this.
Oh, yeah.
It really looked like it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You know, the first round goes perfect, gets a bonus, has a rough round 2, come out tied, but then she whiffs on her 2 and her 3.
But he misses on his 3 and his 5.
Yeah. And that's,
the higher value questions did him in there. A fun match because I enjoyed Glory Jean's personality. I liked her kind of like...
Yeah, she had some quick wit to her. She like the whole like the Rocky Horror Picture Show was like, that's fun little banter.
And before the match, Chondru was wearing his like Pikachu onesie and she was like, I see you're wearing PJs, which is good because I think you're sleeping on me. I'm like, nice. Got him. But I did enjoy her personality. I thought she was nice. I think had she been introduced earlier, she could have been fun.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a shame that we only just got her now.
Yeah.
But
I do think we should mention that they did announce on Twitter that we will be seeing her again in the teams division.
Right.
So
with Wingblade. Was it announced who they're going against?
Yes, I think it was. Yeah, they're going against your faction.
Mark Andreyko and Kevin Smith.
Yeah, making Kevin Smith making his team's debut.
Think they're the system?
No, that was Janine and
that's right. It was something very machine-like, just like that.
I didn't read entire. I don't do much on Twitter, so sorry if you like tweet at me or like follow me. I don't do anything on Twitter anymore.
You're a TikTok boy now.
Yeah, I'm not. That's not my platform anymore. Like TikTok and Instagram where I'm at. So I really should stop promoting my Twitter because I don't do anything on there. But
this guy,
I don't know.
Can't take him anywhere.
I'll probably promote our shows once we have to.
But yeah, I really enjoyed her.
I did.
It's always fun to see Chondru because he always just goes balls to the wall with his, character work, and you always know you're going to get a good time with him.
I was impressed with his first round. Like that was, yeah.
Absolutely, because I think it's a really hard transition for a specialty player to make the jump to singles or teams.
Yeah, it's difficult to jump from specialty to singles or teams, and for that matter, for singles and teams players to jump into IG because it's different mindsets.
Yeah, I guess it's hard either way. It's just a different kind of hard either way. But
would you say it's easier to jump into singles or jump into a specialty division?
Well, coming from somebody who knows nothing about movies, I think it would be harder if I had to guess. And I'd love to talk to like a Mike Kalinowski or somebody or a Chance Ellison or something like that. Or a Chondru. I feel like it would be harder to go from a specialty division to singles or teams.
And that's what I'm thinking because
at least when you're singles and teams, you're already going out there expecting to be asked about literally any movie.
Yeah.
And then to go to a specialty division, the questions, they do get a little bit deeper, a bit more intricate, but at least it's still movies that you've been responsible for before.
Yeah,
and you just might have to watch them differently and a little bit more intensely.
Yeah, and you're basically given a list like here's the movies that you're going to be asked about. So your focus is like, all right, I know where my focus is.
Exactly.
Rather than jumping from IG or Star Wars, jumping over to singles, and it's like, where do I begin?
Exactly. Unless you're just a cinephile that just really likes IG and you already have been watching every movie possible. I'm just thinking of somebody like, IG is my bread and butter. And then you got to jump from that to every single movie ever, domestically at least. I just feel like that's a much more expansive ask. Oh, I don't know. It depends on who you're talking to.
Yeah, what's
more expansive? What's more difficult? Going from 300 or so IG movies to every movie ever, or going from every movie ever to IG movies that you have to dissect a little bit more.
And we've seen different aspects of that. Like, Mike originally IG jumps to singles, has reasonable success in it. Then you see somebody like Adam Collins, wild success in the singles division and teams division, jumps into IG and struggles a bit because the focus is different.
Yeah, well, I mean, because if you're going from singles and teams and then you jump into a specialty division, now you gotta know what kind of freaking Horcrux Harry uses on the train with his didgeridoo and his pumpkin pasty. Actually, I think somebody corrected us, and I think it's pronounced pasty or something like that.
Yeah,
but it's funnier to say pasty.
They're Brits in their aluminium and the Zeds. And
Zed? Oh,
they pronounce ZZ.
Yeah.
You know the only reason I know that?
Star Wars or Our Daughter? Neither of those.
Come on.
Zed.
Think of a British show that I used to watch religiously.
Top Gun. Not Top Gun. Top Cars.
Top Gear. Top Gear. That's the only reason I know, because they would talk about like a car that had a Z in it, and they said the Z.
I thought you were talking about.
And they would always make fun of Americans for pronouncing it aluminum, and they pronounce it aluminium.
It just seems like it's more effort to say it that way.
Yeah.
Aluminium. See, we got you. You're putting in more effort with one more syllable, so we got you there.
Yeah. God, I missed that show.
But I thought you were talking about episode 9.
Yeah.
Or I thought you were talking about, because at one point I know our daughter was watching a lot of
Zebra
Alphabet Zoo. And when they would talk about the letter Z, they would call it Z.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, she pronounced zebra.
Zebra. Yeah.
Pretty cute. But yeah. Pasties. Pumpkin pasties.
Yeah.
I think that's how the generous commenter told us.
Yeah.
That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so you go from having to know like everything about any movie, or every movie ever that you're prepared to ask about, but then you got to worry about like this tiny little thing, from Harry Potter.
Hey, what color
or
is
Alien
this
and
thing that
Predator.
they pick up? Yeah.
Yeah. How much do you care about Howard the Duck?
More plot-driven questions as opposed to general knowledge of movie questions type of things.
Do you remember what the turtle's first word was in that first one?
Pizza.
Pizza. Easily mistaken with radical.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a very easy mistake that was made. But if I had to guess, and this is coming from a very ill-informed opinion, I think it would probably be more difficult to go from a specialty like obviously Star Wars or IG to go to singles or teams.
Yeah.
But what do I know?
Just a lowly Star Wars competitor over here.
That's all I know.
At this point,
yeah, no.
Yeah.
I can barely tell if slices on the wheel are directors or actors. So, that's the brain you're working with here. But yeah, it's a fun match. Again, just kind of sad that.
Yeah. I would like to see Chondru at least jump into a team competition, because I think he alluded to that. He wanted to jump into a team's competition.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if we got time for that.
Yeah.
But,
it's the limited time. The end of the season is just like inching closer and closer and closer and closer.
I know, it's hard.
Yeah.
But a fun match nonetheless, and we should enjoy what we got while we still got it. Then we have an in-between scene. We have Mr. Irwin.
Mr. Irwin.
And he runs into Sam Levine. And Sam's like, hey, man, I just want to talk. Mr. Irwin's like, I don't want to talk. I just want to take that belt off of you, you dummy. And Sam's like, I just want to talk and be friends again because we used to be homies. And Irwin's like, no, he thinks Sam betrayed him and turned his back on him just so he could take all the glory, get the belt for himself. And, the usual suspects were a family, Ohana means family. So,
I don't got friends.
Mr. Irwin was very upset and was like, I don't want to talk to you. Get out of my face. I just want that belt. I'll see you in the ring. And Sam was just kind of left by his lonesome. Let's head into this overcard. Sad. We got ourselves a title match, boys and girls. We got ourselves our final Titans #overcard.
We only get to say that one more time.
We'll find a way.
Yeah.
We'll find a way. We'll find a way to find them. Round 1. They both missed a question about Kenan Thompson. Man.
Oh, put me in, coach, because I got that one.
You sure did. And I don't remember what the question was. Oh, it was who was in all these movies. And the only giveaway for me, I said that very loosely, was 2018's The Grinch.
Yeah.
And I just remembered that he was that one guy.
Yeah, he was a dog or something.
There was like 2 other movies and I was like, don't know what those are. But I thought Kenan Thompson in my head, but I didn't say it out loud. So now nobody's going to friggin' believe me. But you said it out loud. Thank you.
I believe you.
Thank you. But you said it out loud, so you.
I didn't say his name. I was like, "What's his name again? The guy from all that."
Oh, and then I helped
SNL.
You
Yeah. So collectively, we got there.
Kenan Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I'm terrible with names.
Of
If you
our
haven't
childhood
picked up on that.
Entertainment.
Oh yeah.
And they both missed a question
go.
about Nick Castle, whoever that is, director, actor. I don't know.
Oh, he directed
movie character.
Yeah, he directed.
Major Payne and that other one.
Yep.
Do love Major Payne. You know, I wish we got more Major Payne questions in the Schmoedown. Come on, man. Sprinkle them in a spectacular, guys. I really want those.
I think I asked one Major Payne question to somebody in one of the study sessions, and they're like, "It was Bibiani." I think it's like, "Oh, it was the
don't expose him if he didn't know something."
Was it Bibiani?
I can't go back on it now.
Or it was somebody of that caliber, or
Okay.
but like we were like asking, throwing questions at somebody, and like Major Payne came up, and like, "Oh, who's the wrestler that made a cameo that was assigned to beat up Major Payne?
I don't remember
who
his
played
name.
him?" And they're like, "Ugh, wrestler."
I just remember that he took off his skull cap and he had like a snake tattoo on his head or something.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh, I don't. You've said that to me before, and I just don't remember it.
It's like
Such a good movie.
Stupid stuff like that. Like,
what are you looking at, ass? God, every time, it's Wire. Such a good movie.
Yeah.
Oh man, what's the name of the little boy?
What?
If you don't rip that
the
thing off and kick it around on the ground. What's that kid's name?
Tiger?
Hell yeah. Okay. Nice.
Put me in, coach.
Nice. Oh man. Love that movie. Anyways, Mr. Irwin missed a question about John Candy, R.I.P. And then he also missed a question about Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping, a movie that I'm shocked I haven't seen.
Yeah, it's
need to
right
watch
up
that
your
movie.
alley.
I think that'll be very much up
You
my
listen
alley.
to a song from it.
Finest girl I ever met in my whole life. That's such a good song. What is it? Oh, well,
We can't really.
it's called Finest Girl. It's very funny. I know every single word to that song. It's very funny.
I'm a smash.
Oh man. Might be a little political. I don't know. It depends on what your views are. But I think it's a very funny song, and it's from that movie.
That girl was freak.
Can't sing the rest of that line.
Nope.
By the end of round 1, it was 6-8 in favor of Sam. I can't believe that song is a thing and is out there for the world, and I can stream it. 6-8 in favor of Sam. Round 2. Mr. Irwin spins away from Viola Davis and gets Wizarding World. And we'd all be like, yeah, cool. He's an IG competitor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Multiple choice twice. Got them both. But then a 2-point miss.
Oof.
That got stolen.
Big gold steal. Big steal.
Mr. Levine. Sam goes. He spins musicians in film, and after a little bit of deliberation with himself, he decides to stick with it. Multiple choice, twice, got them both. 12-18 in favor of Sam. Now, you know that this is probably a very tough match when it's, the first time in the season that Sam's actually missed something in a singles match?
Yeah, they actually made a comment about it. Like when he missed that first one, he's like, oh, thank God that's over because...
Streak over. Well, pressure's off now.
Yeah, pressure's off. You can play the game without that looming over your head now.
Exactly. Round 3, 6-point differential here. Round 3, betting round, because a 5-rounder, guys. Sam goes to spin. He spins away from streaming films, and he gets movie release dates. Somewhere, Scott Mance woke up in a cold sweat.
Movie release dates? What? It came out in this year.
Have you guys seen my muscles?
You just recently watched that.
I did, because whenever anybody talks about like greatest matches of all time, so many people lose their minds about Roca Mance, and I'm like, what's the big friggin'
It's the trash
deal?
talk. It's not the gameplay. It's the trash talk.
Yeah. Well, I went back and I watched the first one, and I'm like, yeah, this was also back in the day that we could say bad words,
Yeah.
and the trash talk was much more unhinged, and you know,
Just Roca being Roca.
you can't capture that level of trash talk when it's more geared towards being a family show.
Yeah.
No fault to the show.
Yeah. I remember you watching it and you're like, you remember who? Because you forgot who won it.
90% of the matches from like 2 or 3 seasons and earlier, I could barely tell you who wins the match.
And I remember it got to the last question, like, is this
Oh my
is
God.
this
When Roca got his 5-pointer, and they were like, oh my God, John Roca has a Star Wars podcast and he got 5-pointer. He got Star Wars. I'm like, oh my God, this is the best spin match, isn't it? Oh my God. I felt like I was witnessing history for the first time, even though I knew what was about to happen.
I don't think you watched the season when you first got into it. I think you watched the season after this one.
I don't remember, but I really do think at some point I might just go back and watch a bunch of matches because it's just a good time.
Yeah, like all the big matches from each season.
I don't understand how people are like Schmoedown historians and they're like, well, actually, Scott Mann spun this in round 2 and this person did this in their 5-pointer.
And that match was from like when the format was vastly different.
It was like 6 years ago or something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, there was like no whiteboards, went back and forth in the first round.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
But, you know.
It's weird.
Those are our roots as a show. Sam bet 3, Mr. Irwin bet 3, and they both got it. So now we're at 17-24 in favor of Sam.
Oof.
Wait, sorry. I skipped a thing. 15-21 in favor of Sam. I skipped a section. 15-21 in favor of Sam. Round 4, the speed round.
Oof.
Mr. Irwin got 2. Hit the first one. Good God. He was like 3 or 4 words in and he was like, that's this.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what?
And even Sam was like, what?
What happened?
It was like, what dog, get, whatever.
Yeah.
Buddy cop comedy, whatever. And Mr. Irwin is like, man, it's this. I forget what the answer was, but boy, did he know it. But anyways, Mr. Irwin got 2. Sam got 3.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive to split almost as evenly as you can against Sam Levine.
Yeah,
the lightning round.
And I've said it multiple times, and I'll say it till I blow him in the face. I don't, Sam is king of the buzzers.
He's amazing.
He's there's very few, like Ben Bateman comes to mind that can challenge him at the buzzers.
William Bibiani.
Bibiani's gotten really good at the buzzers. But like Sam has continually, consistently been good at the buzzers.
Yeah.
Coming out on top, on those is just ridiculous.
Yeah. He's a beast.
Yeah.
So now, by the end of round 4, now it's 17-24 in favor of Sam. Round 5, the championship round, everybody. 2-pointer for Mr. Irwin, Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman plays Avery Tolar, the mentor to Tom Cruise's Mitch in what 1990 Sidney Pollack thriller. The Firm, he got it. 3-pointer for Mr. Irwin, scores and soundtracks. Who composed the score for the films Days of Thunder and Man of Steel? Oh, also and Backdraft. Hans Zimmer. He got it. 5-pointer for Mr. Irwin, Harrison Ford. What 2010's thriller with Ford featured supporting performances from Julian McMahon, Josh Holloway, and Richard Dreyfuss? Paranoia. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
He did miss it. And holy crap, with that, 22-24 in favor of Sam Levine getting his second title defense off of a TKO. And I think it's worth mentioning that both of his defenses were knockouts.
Yeah.
He knocked out Paul Oyama and he TKO'd Mr. Irwin. So, wow.
Yeah, like I've been saying, after every one of Sam's matches this season, it's like everybody in the division is just looking up at this behemoth of a mountain. Like,
what am I supposed to do with that?
What am I supposed to do against this? Like, you like when Paul came out, it's like, yeah, he got on. I think the betting round really swung it for him. So it's like, I really can't make it up for that. This one, it was a bit more gettable since it was only a 4-point swing in the second. But the betting round, I think Mr. Irwin was hoping to get stuff made, like points made up from that
Carly's
miss.
Gonna come slap you in your face because you didn't make an appointment.
But yeah, this match really came down to that 2-point steal in the second.
Yeah, that was
a big, because Mr. Irwin was probably like, I gotta swing big because I don't want to fall behind, and didn't pay off for him because I think he said as much as like, yeah, I thought I was gonna go for it, hoping that Sam was just gonna whiff on it.
Oh, Wizarding World. I mean,
look who he's married to.
True.
So it's like you don't think that he was brushing up on Harry Potter when his wife is a big Potterhead.
Potterhead.
I mean, you should have you need to think about that stuff. It's because I think he was really betting on making up ground in the later rounds and hoping he would have bet less and maybe catch up a bit in the speed. But when you're hoping to catch up in the speed against Sam Levine,
it's not a very good position.
That's not a great position to be in,
unless you already somehow had a lead on him.
Yeah.
And
when you can gamble on that, but when you're behind going into the speed against Sam Levine, you better buzz in and hope you get lucky a couple of times.
Yeah.
So it really came down to that, and like I said, it's what are you gonna do against Sam Levine now? Because he's having one of the best seasons as a single. Granted, he's only competed 3 times in the past.
Well, yeah, because he
4 times. Sorry,
free for all. But yeah, he Marisol to get the belt, and then Paul, and then Mr. Irwin now.
But he had to beat Janine? No. Who did he beat to get to the title match? JTE? No.
I don't think so.
Barbarian. Was it Barbarian?
You're barking up the wrong tree.
I think it was Barbarian. But yeah, you've only seen him 4 times, but like each competition, it's been like, whoa. It's like it was only up until this match he missed the question.
Yeah.
Before that, he went perfect. So it's like if I'm in a single, especially if like, you know, you're whoever's going to go up against Spectacular. We have no idea how that's going to pan out. But whoever it is, it's going to be like, well, it's Sam Levine at the top of his game. He's been playing the best I've ever seen him play.
I don't know what's gonna, because I did see some people like, well, I think the only thing left for us to see is Sam versus Dan in a goat off kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you've also, I mean, I know that there's limited time, and I know that there's basically been a calendar laid out.
Yeah.
But I mean, sure, Dan does have what, like a number 1 contender in his back pocket?
Yeah.
Doesn't Marisol have a thing?
Marisol and Ben were
they had a number 1 contender match.
They had a contender match, but it doesn't seem to be on the schedule.
The schedule.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it would be wild if they did some sort of a multi-way match or something.
I don't know.
But
if you get a chance to see Sam Levine and Dan Merle go at it again, I mean, this is the best way to do it.
That's pretty wild.
This would be the best way to do it.
It would be. But yeah, Sam, the way he's been playing.
It's one of the best runs we've seen.
And if it was Dan, when's the last time we saw Dan? It's been a little bit of a minute. I feel like we saw him a lot at one point when he was like, I'm Dirty Dan. I'm the heel now.
And the last time we saw him was against King Arthur with our number 1 contender match.
King Arthur, man, we got to see them again too.
Yeah, there's so many question marks going into Spectacular, especially this being the last Titans.
I know. And it's already like, we're already like getting into August.
Yeah.
But yeah, not the ending. I mean, I thought that this match would have been like, down to the 5s. Maybe we'd even go into a sudden death or something. Yeah. I never in a million years would have expected this to end in a TKO. Like, that's wild.
Yeah. And like I said, it was the 2-point miss and the 2-point steal is really what did Mr. Irwin in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So
and who knows? Like, if he checks down, does he get it and makes it closer?
Maybe.
Because again, like I've said, my biggest criticism about his gameplay is he plays too loose sometimes.
Sometimes a little impulsive.
And maybe he weighed the cost, you know, like he does in real life. Like, the cost benefit analysis. Like, I doubt that Sam knows this, so I'm going to swing for, I think it's this.
Well, there's so many coulda, shoulda, woulda. What if he would have stayed with Viola Davis?
Yeah.
You know? So, you know, hindsight's always 20/20, whatever. But yeah, you do wonder what would happen if he stuck with Viola Davis.
Or at least check down for that. So
yeah, because, you know, he would have gained a little bit of ground. But I think Sam, the way that the rest of the match played out,
yeah, that's true.
Sam probably would have still kept the lead. Maybe it just wouldn't have been a TKO. It would have still been a massive amount of points to try to make up when you're in a title match against Sam Levine, playing the way he's been playing. So math is everywhere. I'm sure somebody could, if the steal hadn't happened and and Mr. Irwin kept those points, I think it and everything and say everything else pan out the exact same. I think Sam still would have won, just maybe by a smaller margin. But, well, it all depends on what would have happened with his 2, 3, and his 5. Who knows if he would have gotten all those, missed one, who knows. But, yeah, because it's the first time we've seen him miss questions in a while in singles this year. So, but yeah, there's always coulda, shoulda, wouldas in every match. But, man, I gotta say, Mr. O was an amazing competitor. There's no doubts about that. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. Unfortunately, I suspect this might be the last time we see him because I'm not sure that he would go straight into a spectacular match on the heels of this match.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that his team is in the topic of conversation of teams title matches.
Yeah.
But not when you got Shazam running around with their rubber match.
And IG, I mean, he dabbled in IG. He was competitive, but
he hasn't even competed at all this year in IG.
Yeah.
So I highly doubt he's anywhere near the conversation for an IG title match. And nobody's made that jump into Star Wars with us. So he's not in the conversation.
The water's fine.
No, it's not. Very cold and stressful.
Yeah.
But I kind of suspect that this might be the last time we see him, which is upsetting.
Yeah, it is.
But, curtain's going to fall on every competitor at some point in the very near future, But yeah, so I think this might be the last we see from him, unfortunately. But if character work aside, amazing competitor.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure to watch him play because you never know. Is he going to be kind of like shooting from the hip? Will it work from this time? Will it not?
Yeah. Sometimes, sometimes loose play helps.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But the fact that you get Sam Levine, who just kind of like popped up out of retirement and was like, I'll take that back. And he's doing what he's been doing. The fact that we now get to see, I'm assuming, did they say that Sam's going to Spectacular?
They didn't say, but we can assume that he's going to be there.
I can only imagine, especially with the calendar that was sent out, tweeted out, whatever, shared. Yeah. There doesn't seem to be any other contender matches in between unless there's something that hasn't been announced to us.
Yeah, and they want to surprise us, yeah.
So unless they already announced it. Give me a break. I don't remember. But we can only assume that Sam's going to be at Spectacular, which is wild. And you can only imagine that it's going to be some crazy title match with him, whether it's him versus Dan 1v1, whether it's him versus Dan versus,
Bateman or Marisol,
because they had their thing going on. Who knows? But the fact that Sam is going to Spectacular is very exciting. And this was an interesting match as a former teammate of both of these guys.
Yeah, this was your old factory mates.
Yeah, I'm very excited for Sam. Love Sam. He's the best. So,
and I believe this is, as of their taping, it was his first match back as a married man. So that was fun because he keeps like, oh yeah, my belt makes some fun noise with my wedding ring on it.
Yeah, and he made a comment about Mrs. Levine, and then she comes on the stage, gives him a big old kissy on the lips. It was adorable. Loved it. She came on the screen. I clapped. It was great. Love Rachel. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I'm super excited to see that match is Spectacular and what it shapes out to be. So the time is quickly approaching.
Yeah.
I can only imagine because we'll look at the schedule that was put out there, but the Titans is done. There are still a couple more regulation matches, if you will, for the month of August.
Regulations. I think there's an exhibition match before.
An exhibition match. Yeah, we'll talk about that. And then I think the month of September is like exhibition type matches or something like that. Where was I going with this?
Leading Spectacular.
Oh, yeah. So once the regulation matches are done, I just wonder how long we're all going to have to wait for the card of Spectacular to be announced.
Yeah.
You wonder, in the end of August, regular season matches will come to a conclusion in August. And then I think September is just like, here's something that has already been aired, at least maybe to patrons or whatever. So you wonder, do we get to hear maybe the top of September?
Maybe they'll announce a match every week.
Who knows? But I can only imagine it's going to be soon since regulation matches are coming to a close.
Yeah.
And we want to build up that excitement.
Put that card out so we can, talk about the, hype ups and Spectacular and
I'm just really hoping it's not like, I think Spectacular is going to air the first October 1st.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that it's not going to be like the last week of September. It's like, by the way, here's the card. Like, no, let's I really hope it gets announced well before that, sometime earlier on in September, so that we can all talk about it. People can make their predictions and whatever and all that. So people have a lot of fun with that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that the card gets announced not like a week in advance.
Yeah.
I'm hoping
give us at least us a month. So then maybe we could talk about each match.
Yeah.
What we think is going to happen. Yeah, along with the exhibition that we'll watch.
Exactly.
So
we'll see though.
We'll see what happens.
Then there was a post-credits match.
Yeah.
Not match. Scene.
Scene.
And it was the beautiful, incomparable Miss Jen Sturger. And she comes out and she's like, I just got to drop off my mic. Reaches into her jacket pocket, sees Flaus's note with his number, no doubt.
Hello, Jen Sturger.
So she's like, Flaus. And she almost like gives it a thought to calling him. And she's like, what am I doing? And like,
you're married, Jen.
It's a character, okay? So then, she goes, oh, no, never mind. Throws it away. And then the next thing you know, she puts her mic on the table, gives it a little tippity tap, and then leaves. It felt like the season finale of Friends when they all left the apartment.
Putting the keys on the apartment keys on the table.
Yeah.
Lights turn off.
Lights turn off, and I'm just like, oh no, why are my eyes filling with this liquid? What's happening?
Yeah.
It's sad.
It's sad. Yeah, because I really enjoyed the Titans format. I really like getting to, two matches, and there are
pros and
cons to it. Less matches throughout the week, but we get a big show at the end of the week. And I got why they did it. They wanted to prove that this could be like
syndicated,
like a serial type of show that you put on every week, and like a show like this could definitely be put on like the Game Show Network.
Absolutely,
or one of those off-brand cable networks.
Absolutely, it could.
Like, yeah, I totally got what they're doing, but like for whatever reason, we have to end. So,
but there is always no one's ever really gone kind of thing. You never know, could come back. Who knows?
Yeah.
Or you just close that chapter and move on to the next venture. Who knows? But yeah, it was still kind of like bittersweet to see the lights turn out on the set. And I'm like, no, don't make it real.
Yeah, but we're still not done.
No, but we're still not done.
Still not done.
There's still, on that note, very good segue. On that note, the programming calendar was shared on socials and whatever. And although, yes, Titans has concluded, we still have some more matches. And this week, on Wednesday, we get a spicy Star Wars
match.
Oh boy. The third to last Star Wars match ever. But it's going to be a good one.
Oh, yes. I'm very excited for this match.
We got Gold Leader versus Travis Fishburne. Cannot wait to see this match. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait.
Gold Leader, rough go around the last match that we saw. I'm sorry. But
jerk you are.
Sorry.
Jeez.
But
he's not watching. It's okay.
He's still a top tier competitor. Like he made 2 finals for a reason.
Even if you were like, "Hey, Nikki, you got to face Gold Leader tomorrow," I'll be like, I'm gonna pee my pants.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, but Fishburne, again, it's unfortunate that we won't be able to see a lot of these competitors anymore because Fishburne was one I was like, I would have had my eyes on. Like, if I had if you it's like, all right, Star Wars tournament's going on, Fishburne's gonna be in it. Oh boy, which side of the bracket is he on? Is he on my side of the bracket? Because
he's a wild card that's definitely shown that he knows some stuff.
Yes.
So this should be a really fun match because they both got very fun personalities.
Very similar fun personalities. I'm excited to see that.
I think it could be. I'm hoping that it's a lively match, and I'm hoping they have fun with it. I'm assuming. I mean, with the Alex and Marie match, at the post-match interviews, it was very apparent that it was after the announcement that things were coming to a close.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine that maybe this match
will have that same kind of energy.
Filmed with the same announcement.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they had fun with it, and I think it should be. I'm very curious to see what kind of questions make it out of PJ's brain and into this match.
Yeah.
No, I'm not PJ. I'm not trying to single out PJ. The question writers in general. What was the last match that we were like, what the? Oh,
it was Alex and Marie.
Adrian?
Yeah, his name.
Hello?
Yeah. What?
Hello? So it'll be interesting to see what makes its way into this match.
Because you don't have to save questions anymore. So
no, I almost kind of wish, but you never know when things were filmed and were they filmed before or after the announcement. I kind of almost wish that, especially with the Star Wars every division, kind of. I almost kind of, but especially Star Wars, I almost kind of wish that once the announcement was made,
just share the document with us.
Any subsequent match filmed after the announcement was made, let's all make an agreement. No repeat questions. All fresh, hot out the oven questions.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be fun? No, you don't look like it'd be fun. I don't know.
I don't want to invite that
but
kind of karma.
But it's also, we're not trying to tempt fate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to like invite that kind of karma to get blindsided by like Izzy and Idian, whatever his name is in round 1. Like, wait, what?
Hey, what's the number of this B1 battle droid in the Battle of Geonosis? And what's the name of the one out of the 212 Jedi Knights that took it out?
Yeah. I don't want So, but yeah, no, I'm excited for this match, but just for if not anything, for these two personalities, two fun personalities colliding.
That's what
in
I'm
a Star Wars
about.
match. So
I'm excited for the trivia. I'm also excited for the personalities. So really excited to see that. And then on, I can only imagine that this is Friday. Yeah.
Yes.
On Friday, we get a singles match between Clee Wiggins, Sweet Tea, and Brother Lomas.
Oh, so we've been seeing a lot of Brother Lomas this season.
Yeah.
Like, a lot.
Yeah. This seems to be the last time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Klee Wiggins, Brother Lomas. So that should be a fun, lighthearted match, I think.
Yeah, regulation match.
Because Klee is pretty chill. She's just like, have a good time and drink some tea.
Lomas can be chill during the match.
It depends. And you also, I can only imagine that Radis will be there to walk him out. And you know that he's going to do his thing. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, that's what we got on the, wait, is that really it? That means we only have 2 matches.
Yeah, 2 matches to talk about.
Because there's no like undercard, overcard. It's just the match.
Yep.
Okay. It's fine.
We're coming to a close, but we're still not done yet. We still got matches, still got stuff. We still got, like I'm saying, there's not like a lot of these matches don't mean anything. There are some matches that I'm super excited for, but then there's another match that actually determines a spectacular match. So we have that.
Why you gotta do this? Yeah, I think that's the only match on this calendar that actually is like, yep, this is a number 1 contender match. And you can only assume that means that it's like, okay, this is probably our first item on the card of spectacular. So, but we got like 2 weeks for that, right?
2 to 3 weeks.
2 weeks from now, because it's every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Every other week for a Star Wars match. And we get a match this week.
Oh, yeah. The next week.
Next week is no Star Wars. And then the next week
after that
is when my match. So, like I said,
you're going to do great.
Like I said, at least it's already done. And I don't have to worry
I'm talking like we don't know the outcome.
I'm really nervous to film this match. Right? Well, at least I don't have to worry about doing it. The damage is done. All I got to worry about is
watching it
being released.
Yeah.
So that's what we got for this week. Star Wars, and we got Travis Fishburne, Gold Leader, and then we got Klee and Lomas.
Yeah. So with that, we will go ahead and wrap it up here on this episode.
Yes.
Star Wars competitor, Nicki Dimalanta. Where can they find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at Dimmy, DIMMMYYY.
Hopefully we'll get you on TikTok, because I did have a funny idea.
Did you? One that you already told me?
Yeah, about your reactions to Big Brother, because like I love your reactions.
It's a good time.
Yeah, it's like, what? No way.
My man, have you never watched a show before? You
I
don't
have,
know how this works.
I know. I have, and I probably will get sucked into it, even though I try not to. Every season you watch, I'm like,
I haven't watched Big Brother in years.
Big Brother. Oh.
But for some reason this year, I was like, I kind of would like to watch it.
Yeah.
And like I said, my parents were like, yo, we got Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
We're already paying for it. Do you just want the sign in? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I binged it a little bit today. I'm 5 episodes in. And it's everything I remembered.
Meanwhile, I'm over here staying up till 1 a.m. watching Arcane. Awesome show.
What a loser.
Don't. It's really good.
I'm sure it is.
I wouldn't stay up until 1 a.m. watching a dumb show.
I wouldn't stay up till 1 watching Big Brother either. I will watch that during normal waking hours.
No, it was one of those situations like, I'll watch one more. How bad could it be? Next time I look at the clock, I'm like, oh boy, it's late. Thank you for that recommendation. Wow. Anyways, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Drew Dimalanta, DIMALNTA.
Brain just shut off a little bit.
And on TikTok at Rogue Leader Drew. Maria, that's who recommended it to me.
Who?
Maria.
Oh.
She's the one who recommended it.
She's not watching this. Maybe.
I doubt it.
Doubt it.
I doubt she's watching it. But TikTok at Rogue Leader Drew. Slow down a little bit, because I think TikTok made an update and I have very little traffic.
The algorithm is not algorithm.
I hear I'm not the only one that's suffering from that. A lot of my mutuals like, hey, what happened to my views and my likes?
Yeah.
TikTok just updated itself, so.
Jerks.
Damn TikTok. But if you're listening to this on audio form, please follow, feed, and rate us.
And if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell icon in the lower right-hand corner so we do things on the YouTube.
Which will be rad and rogue, I promise.
Know why we keep saying this. But yes.
Yes, it's around the corner.
I think we're just kind of at this point, like, this show is going to just turn into rad, so we might as well just let that happen when it happens.
Yeah, I think, once that officially, that turn does happen when it turns to video, I might actually switch up the logo and the color scheme.
We might just use this song for it.
Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah, I like this song.
I think I will do that. The name will just change. The color scheme and everything else will just stay the same.
I like that song.
Yeah.
And I don't want to not hear it.
Yeah, the Radcast song is kind of like just, it's there. It's not like...
We'll keep this one.
We'll keep that.
Yeah.
we'll just update everything. Maybe I'll hit up Brian Ward for a new logo for Rad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But thank you for joining us on this episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. We'll see you guys next time.